Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo, a professional organizer specializing in toxic clutter. Summer is a season of sunshine, energy, and let's be honest, a little chaos. Between kids being home, spontaneous trips, and trying to enjoy the outdoors, our homes can quickly become cluttered and stressful. But here's the good news. Summer is actually a perfect time to tackle specific areas in your home that often get overlooked. In this episode, I'm sharing the best places to declutter in the summer, the ones that give you the biggest bang for your buck and help your space feel lighter, breezier, and of course, more manageable. Summer tends to bring a unique rhythm. Let's put it that way, right? That's a nicer way to say it. I know that for me, when my daughter finishes the school year at the end of June, even before the end of June, I just expect June to be a month of incredible chaos. It's like we're getting ready for the summertime or summer camp. We're transitioning to now having beach gear out and athletic equipment out. It is absolute madness, right? So it is natural that your routine shift, your storage needs change, and you're likely spending more time both outside and at home with the family. I mean, my family comes over all the time in the summer. So there's a lot of hosting going on, and hosting typically means more clutter and more chaos. And that's why the areas we focus on in this season are different. Think entryways cluttered with beach gear, kitchen zones that feel chaotic with more snacking, and closets stuffed with last season's clothing. So instead of decluttering your entire home, which can feel incredibly overwhelming, and I never encourage you to do that, we're actually going to zoom in on high impact spots. Let's dive into the 4 spaces in your home that deserve a little summer love. These areas tend to gather clutter fast this time of year, and giving them a refresh will help your home feel calmer and, of course, more functional. So we're going to start off, and this is probably not going to surprise you, but we're going to start off with the entryway or mudroom if you have one. Your entryway is the first place you see when you walk in, and the last when you walk out. In the summer, it becomes a catch-all for flip-flops, pool bags, sunscreens, leashes, short gears, name it. So here is a little decluttering tip. You want to pull everything out and ask, do we actually use this? And if the answer is no, we do not, right? That random hat that hasn't been worn in 2 years, or maybe the stuff that your kids have grown out of, the shoes, oh my goodness, the shoes. But whatever is in the entryway, maybe it's left over from the colder months. Do you do that? Do you swap out winter to summer stuff in the entryway? My entryway is pretty much non-existent. It's like a narrow hallway. So I cannot afford to have all season long items hanging out there. So if you haven't done this already, remove the stuff that doesn't belong there for the season, box it up, put it in a closet, whatever, and go through the things that you are not going to use or wear. The entryway is prime real estate. It's also one of the largest, what I call eye twitch areas. And imagine you walk into your entryway, right, after a full day at the beach, and you have nowhere to drop things. It's just, I feel overwhelmed just talking about it. So invest the time not to declutter your entire home, but take a look at your entryway. And then, of course, I want to give you an organization tip. Use baskets or bins labeled by category. Think sunscreens and bug sprays, dog gear, on-the-go essentials, maybe a small shoe rack or tray keeping the floors tidy. Maybe you want to add a wall hook or 2 for beach bags so they're not dumped onto the floor. All right, let's move on to area number 2, and that is outdoor storage. So this includes garages, sheds, balconies, or even a backyard storage box. These spaces become dumping grounds for inflatables, gardening tools, and broken pool toys. Here's my decluttering tip. Now is the season, and why I say to do this is because these things are currently being used. You are in contact with some of these items all the time, which makes it a perfect time to declutter. By the way, as a complete side note, but if you're going to declutter outdoor spaces, just make sure that you're either doing it early in the morning or late afternoon to avoid the summer heat. So here's the decluttering tip. Just like with everything else, you're going to pull everything out and sort it into 3 categories: use, toss, and donate. If something is broken or unused from last summer, chances are you're probably not going to use it again this year. And then for organization, again, use clear bins for categories like barbecue tools, kids' outdoor toys, beach gear. Consider vertical storage, hooks, shelves, or pegboards to keep floors clean and items visible and accessible. One of the biggest rules when it comes to having your home appear tidy, or rather a hack, is the less stuff that you have on the floor, the tidier your space looks. Now, I know that for something like a shed or even a garage, there's only so many things that you can put up on the walls. But again, vertical storage, having clear plastic bins that are stackable, that are labeled, it's just going to make your places look so tidy. Number 3, when the kids are home more often, your kitchen can feel like it's in constant use, which it is. Snacks everywhere. Your refrigerator's probably a mess. And let's be honest, expired items we forgot were there. So I encourage you to take 10 to 20 minutes of your time to sort through your pantry and your fridge. Obviously, you do not have to do both in one sitting. You don't even have to, if you have a large pantry, you don't have to do the entire pantry all at once. You can go shelf by shelf. So you're going to toss expired items, you're going to group snacks by type, and make sure that the healthier options are within reach for your kiddos. One of the best ways to decrease the amount of unhealthy snacks or chips or chocolate that your kiddos are eating is actually to put them high up and put the stuff that you actually want them to eat and snack on in the middle at eye level. Again, when it comes to organizing your fridge and your pantry, you're going to use bins in your pantry and you're going to label them snacks or grab and go or lunchbox stuff if your kids are in camp. In the fridge, try a Lazy Susan. I absolutely love Lazy Susans for pretty much everything, including my makeup, my pantry items, and yes, even in my refrigerator. Invest in clear stackable bins to group items by meal type. This will help your family help themselves and of course helps you stay sane, because if you are anything like me, especially when you have children and partners, I'm constantly hearing, babe, where's the rice? Where are the potato chips? Where's this? Where's that? I'm like, follow the labels. Seriously, follow the labels. Let mama rest for like one hot second. And finally, number 4 is the summer wardrobe. If you're constantly putting on and taking off outfits that don't fit, that don't feel comfortable, or just don't make you feel good in it, right? You're just like, the materials kind of suck, or this stretch is too much, or this is too tight or too loose. It's time to let it go. Stop shoving it back into your closet. I myself have been guilty of pulling an item out of my dresser, knowing full well I'm not going to wear it, and then putting it back in the dresser. Why am I doing that? Why? Now's the perfect time because you are wearing these things or not wearing them or feeling like you're never going to wear them. So instead of putting them back in your dresser or your closet, same goes for your kiddos, let it go. My biggest tip when it comes to this to make it seamless, and these are like 1-second decisions, I'm all about easy decluttering, is that keep a dedicated donate basket in your closet so it's easy to toss things as the season goes on. This does not only apply to the summertime. If you're somebody that finds it to be incredibly overwhelming to declutter a closet, a dresser, whatever, instead of just like taking everything out and going through what do I need, what don't I need, blah, 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 all that fun stuff, just keep a decluttering bin handy. Again, you can put one in your kids' room as well. Anytime you pull out an item and you're like, girl, I'm never going to wear this, instead of putting it back in your closet, dump it in the bin. Once your bin gets full, there you go. That is your donation bin. When it comes to organization, consider organizing clothing by category, shorts, tanks, dresses, or by color to make it easier to find what you need. For your kids, label your drawers or bins by clothing type so they can help put things away. Store off-season or outgrown clothing in labeled bins or vacuum-sealed bags to free up space. So summer can feel incredibly chaotic, but when your home supports your life, not stresses you out, you'll feel more present and more peaceful. Decluttering one drawer, one shelf, or one zone can create that momentum and of course make it easier for you not only to find things, but to keep your home tidy. So tell me, what's the first space you're going to tackle this summer? You can DM me or tag me on Instagram at Be Good to Yourself by Margo. As always, I'm there to cheer you on. Thank you so much for listening. Good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourself.